Ladies and gentlemen, we are yet taking another great milestone in our Ugandan football, where we are now looking at not only playing football, but also looking at the health, the well-being of the players as a very critical aspect that will spur our players to better heights. As you are aware, we've been faced by a very big challenge of players having injuries. And in the year, about 5 years or 6 years ago, the FUFA ExCom, headed by the President, Engineer Moses Magogo, sat and they resolved to start the journey of taking care of players in the Uganda Premier League by introducing the FUFA medical insurance scheme. And we've been moving and getting more lessons along the way, and very many of the players have been benefiting out of this policy of the medical insurance brought about by FUFA. At this moment in time, we have just opened a new page and chapter that opens a relationship, a new relationship with a new service provider, and this is none other than Case Medi Insurance. Case Medi Insurance is one of the long-serving insurance schemes in this country, with a very wide and big background of medical well-being. And we think in this new arrangement, we have carefully looked at aspects that help players get better in terms of the science behind the football. And we are beginning on 1st September a new chapter with Case Medi Insurance. This is a new chapter for FUFA medical insurance policy, as we have laid it through the FUFA executive that has passed it to make sure that all players in the Uganda Premier League who qualify and those in the FUFA Women Super League also who qualify will be enrolled on this policy of FUFA medical insurance. We shall be capturing 400 players from Uganda Premier League. That's 25 from each club will be enrolled, and it will be upon the club to choose which best of their 25 will be enrolled on this scheme. And out of the 16 clubs, if each brings in 25, we will get to 400 players, and then the other share will be taken by the women, the FUFA Women Super League. That keeps the number to over 700, and this we think is a very good leap forward to ensure that our players are well taken care of when they get injuries. Why has FUFA executive emphasized on this? As you realize, most of the players become helpless when they get to injury time. So because originally they did not have this assurance that they can recover without a lot of costs to them, so they would fear throwing their bodies on the line. But as we speak, this helps players play with no much fear of injuries, because they know even if there was any challenge, they are insured, and they will always don't have to dig into their pockets. But then FUFA has covered all this. So we've had a background where many of our players have benefited, including the Sechiganda of Villa. Remember, this player by then was in Villa and was playing on the national team. And we have players like Magandazi, we have players like Mayanja, very many from different clubs, Bull, Chitara, Villa, Express, Bright Stars, then who are in the Premier League, greatly benefited through this policy, and they underwent several treatments, and also they were able to be taken through a well recovery session that takes months. And all this was done thanks to the FUFA Executive Committee that sat and has always ensured this policy is well funded through the government. And government, at this moment, I would like to thank the government of Uganda, His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, and Mama Janet Kaguta, who is the Minister of Sports, has been on the forefront of always releasing, ensuring that sports is well funded, especially football. So at this moment, we need to just keep emphasizing and making sure that the policy is well run and the beneficiaries get what they require. And this encompasses the inpatients, outpatients, it has dental, it has optical, it also has aspects of annual health check. So it means before the season begins, we expect all players to undergo a thorough annual check, thorough body check, to ensure that they are fit to participate in the league. All these could not be ably done without the government and the executive committee of FUFA, which is led by Engineer Moses Magogo. I want to tell you one thing. With the women football segment, they have been so much welcoming of this because they have just joined a year ago, and many of them have undergone these treatments and surgeries, but at the end of the day, they have come back and played. That's what is important. In that these are the players, if we take well of them during this league times, it means you get better players for the national team. So this scheme basically is to prepare players to be well taken care of during club time, so that we are able to have a crop of well health kept players to play in the national team engagements. On top of just the medical scheme direct, but there's also the ambulance services, which are emergency services that will always be available when there are some emergency aspects that require this kind of help for the players, especially when the national team is playing. The FUFA medical insurance will, through its service provider, Case Med Insurance, will be able to provide emergency services during national team games. So it doesn't only stop at the league, but it also goes further to also the national team. And we'll keep on expanding. It's just because of financial constraints, but as the direction of the ExCom, they would wish to take as many players as possible. But where we are not doing bad. We can still push ahead and get the whole league covered. But for now, we are moving at that rate. Thank you.